Hi, Ray Lee with Speedboat Magazine, here for Mercury Racing. I'm with Nick Petersen of Mercury Racing. So let's talk propellers, right? So right now we're at the MTI booth, and we are standing in front of their massive 50V as well as their 390X. So let's start with the center console here. Behind us they have 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs on the transom of this boat. Tell us about what propellers should be running on this boat, and talk to the rotation of the propellers as well.
Sure, so one of obviously the hottest segments in our industry is the performance center console market.
Right.
And there's so many different iterations that, you know, by nature we offer a few different propeller lines, but the most popular, as you'll see behind us, is our Rev 4 XP. And as you get into the different, you know, triples, quads, and quints, a lot of the builders will mess with the rotations as well. Behind us, they've actually got a blend. So they rotate in on the centers and then out on the outers.
Okay.
Typically on a center console, if you want a little bit more bow lift, you'll rotate them in.
Okay.
If you want a little bit more stern lift, you'll spin them out.
Okay.
And they have their different handling attributes, but you see Randy kind of blended them.
Yeah.
He's got 2 sets rotating each way on this boat.
And let's talk about the 390X then, right?
Yep. So 390X, you know, typically on these true cats, nowadays they're spinning out.
Yeah.
So that'll lift the stern up a little bit more. Because they're packing so much air, they don't need the bow lift that would be generated by spinning them in.
Okay.
And that keeps the bow down when they're going through wakes and things like that. So it's great for handling, and it's also better for top end speed as well.
We are standing in front of the Velocity SC290, and this is powered by a pair of Mercury Racing 400s.
So Scott kind of offers 3 different levels, which we're very proud to offer. If a guy doesn't want to spend too much money on the props, they'll go with our Bravo 1 FS line. The middle level will be those Max 5s, and then the top end obviously will be our CNC cleavers. So between that span, you can usually get between 6 to 8 mile an hour difference.
Wow.
But the price point, you know, you go from a $8,000 to $1,000 prop all the way up to a $6,000 propeller.
Yeah.
So we're very, you know, happy to be able to offer customers different options.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to spend that much money on props, we have options for those guys too. But Scott's offered a great testing platform for us as well. There's not a lot of closed bow V-bottoms that are running, you know, triple digits.
We are on the 460 Flyer. This is a very unique boat, right?
Yep.
This was debuted earlier this year, I believe, and this has quad Mercury Racing 450Rs. So with this unique design, what propellers go with this?
So these are another set of our Rev 4s, which really showcase how versatile they are. I mean, we run them on all sorts of different setups, but yeah, it's a beautiful boat. It kind of shows their next evolution from a center console, a little bit more luxury.
Right.
I would assume they're running a little bit different engine height to kind of deal with maybe a little bit different weight placement in the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, Rev 4s work really great on this boat, and it's a very fuel efficient prop through the mid-range as well for them.
Awesome. On board this beautiful Midnight Express 43 Open. This one has 5 Mercury Racing 450Rs. The propellers that are on this boat.
So Midnight is known for really, you know, obviously setting up things to be safe and handle very well, but getting the maximum top speed out of their setups.
Right.
And in doing so, they're probably our biggest customer of the Max 5 propellers. So they're a Sportmaster gear case running very high elevated engine heights.
Okay.
And they love the Max 5. They keep the really good grip on the water at those elevated engine heights, and they can dial in the RPM across the board. Oftentimes, since the outers are running quite a bit higher than some of the center engines, they'll run actually a higher pitch on the outers. So they'll go, you know, 29, 28, 27.
Yeah.
Just to make sure the RPMs match perfectly all across the board.
Wow, that's interesting. So talk to the height of the engine. So you said they run them higher.
Yep.
What is the benefit of that? Or
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's really the easiest way to get more speed, right, is getting more of that gear case out of the water. And in doing so, you know, typically a 3 or 4 blade will start to lose grip at those higher heights. So that's where the 5 blades have really come into play, especially with the development of the 4-strokes over the last few years.
Yeah.
They're getting those big gear cases higher and higher out of the water. And we need to build bigger and bigger props to stay hooked up.
We are now at the Fountain Powerboats booth, and we are on board their new 38 SCX, which debuted yesterday. It's a new redesigned, reimagined 38 from their previous center console. This one has triple Mercury Racing 450Rs. What is the propeller configuration on this one?
Sure. So, I mean, Fountain has a few of these center console lines where they really push the envelope for top end speed.
Yeah.
They love pushing the big numbers. That being the case, these engines have our Max 5s,
Okay.
and they're spinning in, which for a triple engine setup is pretty common. I would suspect with the 5 blades generating so much stern lift, they like spinning in to get a little bit more bow lift
Okay.
out of the boat, but it's been super fast for them. I know they're approaching triple digits with some of these 38s. So obviously a lot of propeller knowledge within the Iconic and Fountain camp, so it's great to go back and forth with their team, and we all learn from that process.
Outstanding.